So Marxism is such an obviously useless system that it tends not to last. But I don't think the Chinese Communist Party is Marxist at all. It does, however, remain hideously Leninist. It is a great believer in the dictatorship of the party. And that, I think, is a very natural condition for human societies outside the West, and indeed in the West until very, very recently. If you look at any of the surviving Marxist-Leninist states, I mean, North Korea, say, North Korea would be immediately recognizable in its political structures to an Iron Age emperor. You have a guy on top with his family and his cronies, and they enjoy palaces and harems, and everyone else lives in penury. That was the normal pattern for all of our ancestors from the discovery of agriculture until about the 17th century, and later in most of the world. So this has always been my fear. I've always felt that the freedoms we take for granted are much more contingent and fragile than we realize. And when I see China with its social credit system, its automatic surveillance of people, and the willingness of the Chinese to put up with it. There's a wonderful book called "You Have Been Harmonized" by a China hand called Kai Strittmayer, and he reveals that there was a moment when some students from Peking University were in, I forget which one, I think UPenn or some Western university. And as an experiment, they sort of dangled in front of them when they were online were various links to websites that would have told them the truth about things which were censored in China. What really happened in Tiananmen Square? Who is this Dalai Lama figure? Why do people take him seriously? What is the nature of Taiwan's claim? And they wouldn't click on it. So there were no censors there, there were no firewalls. They knew that they were in the US, but they had been so brainwashed, a word of Chinese origin, by the way, they'd been so brainwashed into thinking that all of this was evil Western propaganda that they didn't need the constraint there anymore. And that's when I get nervous.